I'm here as a guest speaker at the University Center Lounge.
And some of my earliest memories from playing football, even when I was like 7, 8, 9, were playing injured. I remember like hurting my shoulder or getting bruised. And I remember like my coaches telling me to suck it up. And I remember just like playing through injuries. Those are like moments that stick out the most to me in my younger playing days. As I was getting older and getting towards high school, our coach, I wanted him to think that I was a great player, and I wanted to impress him. I wanted him to think that I was tough. And I had my first diagnosed concussion. We were playing Mount Olive, and we were getting crushed. It was not even close at all. And how this one happened was I was playing linebacker. They had one of their players, he did what's called a crackback block. So as I was running, I didn't see this kid coming, and he just absolutely depletes me. I went back to the huddle next play, and my teammate called the play, and I had no idea what was going on. I heard him, and I just couldn't remember what I had to do in the play. I got tackled, I got up, but I kind of stumbled, and Miss Barba, my athletic trainer, actually noticed that. And she came up to me and asked me if I was all right. And of course, I was like, oh yeah, I'm fine. I continued to play, and I scored a touchdown, which further validated to me that I was okay. After that game, Miss Barba came and checked me out again, and she could tell that I wasn't right. And I was diagnosed with concussion at the hospital. I sat out a week, but after that, I did play the next week. And I remember when we were the warm-ups for that game, we were doing some light hitting drills, and I was seeing stars.
I had to win to make the playoffs that week, and then something just didn't seem right. But I never at any point told anyone that, or I never at any point told anyone that I was injured.
This is the very last play that I ever played football right here. It's hard to see me, but my legs are right in between that little gap right there. I'm taking a handoff. So what happened was I was running the ball to the left. One guy got through our line, which was not surprising that year, and had me by the legs. So I was going down, but as I was going down, this kid comes in at the end, and all I see is a white shoulder pad coming right in my face. When I stood up, I couldn't feel my legs.
Saum, and I'm here to talk to you today about second impact syndrome and my experience of sustaining this injury while playing high school football. Second impact syndrome is when you sustain a concussion, and before that one heals, you sustain another concussion. Generally, the fatality rate of this kind of injury is 50%, with the remaining 50% of survivors being mentally handicapped for the rest of their lives. This is why I want to start the conversation about second impact syndrome, because I am fortunate enough to still have full cognitive abilities, and I want to be the voice for those athletes that sustain this injury that weren't as lucky as me. And that's why I'm here today, to try to prevent all athletes from making the same mistake that I made.
Ms. Barber will tell you, I had to be in the field position on the ground just to make the cramps go away. Ms. Barber knew from the moment that she saw me and saw my eyes that it was more than just cramps. Because I had something called second impact syndrome, and I also had a subdermal hematoma, which is a brain bleed. So when you have that, usually you have a gaze towards whatever side your bleed is on in your brain. Now, there were doctors on the field as well at this game, and once Miss Barber saw that in my eyes, she called for a helicopter immediately. And the doctors said to her, they thought that she was crazy for calling a helicopter when all I'm just coming off for is muscle cramps. She sits me down on the bench and starts checking me out. I keep telling her, my brain hurts and I can't feel my legs. So I'm freaking out at this point because I know something's like seriously wrong. And my dad was right there too, and I didn't even know who my dad was at that point. And that's the last memory that I had, because I had a grand mal seizure from the swelling on my brain and the bleed on my brain. Miss Barba was breathing for me with a bag valve mask because I wasn't breathing on my own. I said that had they called like 5 minutes later, I wouldn't have had a helicopter. So the fact that I'm still up here and fully functioning, I'm definitely extremely lucky, and I owe Miss Barba for saving my life.
Calling this platform Heads or Tails. Flipping a coin, I was given a 50% chance of making it through the night. I want to use my head injury story as a catalyst for this community that I want to build for athletes who sustain traumatic injuries. The Tails aspect of it is that I want people to tell their stories, and I also want this to become an outlet or a platform for people with similar traumatic experiences in sport to either share their story about how they got knocked down and got back up again, or if you're still on the ground and you're looking to get back up, I want this to be a place where you can find inspiration from my story or any other story that is posted on this platform. I can't stop.